Thankful for the victory. It's been a while, and so when you went on a losing streak there, and you start questioning if you're ever going to win again. So it was good to be in a victorious locker room. I thought our team played with great effort. I thought they played with a great mentality, and I thought we did a lot of good things in all three phases. Really, probably for the first time all year, I thought we did a really good job in all three phases. There's some things obviously we got to clean up. We got to learn how to finish in the red zone. We got to learn how to just finish period offensively, and be able to put some people away. And we got to clean up some things in other areas there. But I was really pleased just with our effort and execution for the most part. Didn't beat ourselves, which all year long we've had situations where we end up beating ourselves, whether it's missed assignments or turnovers. And I thought we played a relatively clean game, and hopefully we can build off of that as we play in this short week.
This conference just seems so crazy. I mean, you just watch the games this week, and backup quarterbacks are winning games. You got walk-off field goals. I mean, you guys are right in the thick of this thing still. Is that something you have to communicate with your players, or do they all sense that you guys are still competing for a championship?
Yeah, I mean, I think they know. I mean, you've played one game, in conference, or now two, obviously, and so I think they know that the rest of us still out there. Last year, when we lost a couple, we get into the end of the week, end of the season, and if you win that game, you're going back to the conference championship. So I think our guys that were here understand that there's a lot of season to play. But the what I shared with them today was that does us no good to put all our energy on what other people do, because we can't control it. The only thing that we can control is what was in front of us. And scoreboard watching doesn't you no good, because like last night, if a certain team would have won, man, that helped us. But it just makes you anxious, and so they're obviously aware that there's a lot that goes on within this conference. But we got a lot of things that we need to focus on, and that's what I've challenged: is put all our energy on what we can control, and we got to find a way to get better. From obviously the whole season, things that we need to improve, and we got to make sure that the confidence we do have, we continue to build that confidence through our preparation and practice, and clean up the things that we need to improve if we're going to have a chance to keep winning.
You go back and look at the red zone stuff, especially this most recent game. Not to hit you on play calling again, but is it more kind of play calling inside the 20? Do you see the guys maybe aren't executing, maybe holding a block, or maybe getting first time? What is it?
Yeah, I think specifically this last game, we had some positive calls. I think that if we just execute, and one of the things we challenge our offense on is finishing. Like, we're getting on people, but we're not finishing the blocks. And you got to be able to finish blocks to have longer runs or bigger plays. We had some opportunities down there in the red zone where I think we were 3rd and 2 a couple times, and didn't get them. And it wasn't because we didn't have, I didn't think, some good play calls on. We just got to execute those calls that we make, and it comes down to doing that over and over again. Just getting to your guys not enough. That's you got to be able to finish the blocks and finish the drive, finish the whatever it may be, finish it. And that's one of the things, I think, the areas that we're struggling to do is we're just not finishing the things that we're capable of. And defenses have a reason for that. Don't get me wrong; they're fighting too, but there's things that we could have done better from an execution standpoint. You go on there, you can always nitpick and say, "Man, I wish we'd have called this." You can always nitpick that, but on the third downs there where we had to settle for some field goals, there's 2 of those that if we just execute what's called, we probably score or at least get a first down. And then you got another opportunity 4 downs to score, and so. There's always ways that you can improve play calling. Don't get me wrong. You always wish you could, but we got to execute what we're calling. If we're doing that, it opens up so much more. That's the thing, that if you're not executing the basic things that you're doing consistently, then why does the defense need to change up much? Because they know you're going to beat yourselves, and that's what we're doing a little bit. And so we got to clean it up, especially down there in the red zones. We moved the ball pretty well, but we hurt ourselves by us not executing.
Short week plus the travel back from El Paso. How much does that change your weekly schedule this week?
It's a big change. Normally, the day after the game's an off day, and then you got your basically 5 days to get ready, right? So Thursday, yesterday, you get back and you have to practice. We have to practice today, we have to practice Saturday, we have to practice Sunday, we have to practice Monday. So there's not really an off day because it's a short week, and you got to combine days. Meaning that, like today, from a player standpoint, their mind-wise, it's a Monday, right? If you played Wednesday as a Saturday, it's a Monday. But getting ready, it's like a Tuesday. You got your day ahead with all that. So you got to practice a day ahead, but with their bodies feeling like it's a Monday after a game. And so there's a lot of different things that you got to do. You got to try to limit certain things, and so it's hard, especially when your opponent. How many days they had off before us, which it makes no sense to me. Let me know who put that schedule together. Makes no sense. Talk about competitive fairness. But we got to figure out how to make sure that what we're doing today, tomorrow, we might not be as physical as we can be because we're still feeling the effects of the travel and the time change. But mentally, we got to make sure we're locked in on the things because all of it matters, and we got to be ready to go, Tuesday night.
Like 10 or 11 different pass catchers on offense the other night. Does that come from the extra couple of days you mentioned, kind of re-examining depth charts, maybe where people are at? Does that come from a little bit of that, or is that just kind of what the game plan for?
Well, I think you get in those couple of days, you got a chance to reevaluate where do people need to go, and where can we try to maximize them. Also, having Ethan back, who's a little bit more experienced. We played in a driving rainstorm, for the most part 2 weeks ago, and so with a young quarterback, you're not going to try to do much with him as he's trying to figure. So I think having Vasco, who's got experience back, having pretty good weather. It was a little windy there, having pretty good weather. I think that fell into that a little bit, getting more comfortable and all those things. But we did, I think, do a good job of having certain guys in certain places where they can take advantage of some of their skill sets they have. We got to continue to do that. Those guys got to continue to earn those opportunities there. But I think you can if you can spread the ball around like that. And we still missed some things. We had some big plays that we still missed. So we got to execute those. But I think that if we can continue to do that, and guys can continue to produce for us, that'll benefit us.
Probably Von Blue's best game.
Oh yeah.
How encouraged were you with that, and then also what's Dickens' status?
It was one. I feel excited for Vaughn. Vaughn puts so much work and time into it. He's had some unfortunate injuries. Been around some good players as well. Got injured his freshman year. Basically behind some good players last year. Has an opportunity this year. Gets hurt early on and a little banged up. And we needed a big game from him. We needed a big game. And he went out there and produced, and he had fun. You can see, and it helps give him confidence. And so we needed that. I thought he did really well. Ran hard, ran through some tackles, and so I was really proud of him. Evan is still out right now. We still have 4 days. Hopefully, we can get clearance on him by Tuesday. He's been able to practice and do certain things, just not completed enough for contact. And so, but we're cautiously optimistic that he was trending toward a good direction before the game Wednesday. Hopefully these extra days, no banging. Hopefully we can get him cleared and be ready to go. He's got to can't be cleared the day of the game. He needs to be cleared by hopefully Sunday, 2 days before, so he can be ready to go.
Looking at New Mexico State, got a new quarterback. Seems like he's been able to have some success. What are some things that they present, some challenges they present for you guys Tuesday night?
Well, their offensive coordinator came from FIU the past couple of years, and so they're throwing the ball a lot more than they ever have there, or at least in the time that we've been here. And so they've got a good receiver skill set. The receivers do a good job. They got a mix of guys that can go and big guys, and so they're spreading it around pretty good. They get out quick. And so their coordinator's done a good job of that. And so I think their quarterback's playing well. They're playing confident. Obviously, they came off a huge win versus Sam Houston, and and you saw the game last night. So I mean, they've got a lot of confidence they're playing with. They're fresh, obviously, but from that standpoint. And then defensively, their defensive coordinator I think does a fantastic job of mixing up their fronts and giving stunts and everything to make it challenging on you up front. And I think their secondary does a good job of being aggressive and coming downhill. They don't miss a lot of tackles, and so they're going to give you some different things, but they are aggressive and they're a physical group. And so we're going to have to do a good job on the perimeter of blocking because they do a good job of getting off blocks and making plays in the run game.
Some of the tempo and stuff that they'll follow. I mean, and the quick turnaround. Do you try to simplify things a little bit for the defense or for the defense for this game?
Well, you have to. Anytime somebody's going fast, you've got to make sure that your cleats are in the ground. That's one of the terms used. Hey, just get our cleats in the ground, and so you want to make sure you're lined up. So we've played 3 tempo teams. This will be the third one that really goes. UTEP was a tempo team, but we kept them from doing a lot. So I don't think the tempo per se is anything that I don't want to say scares you, but anything that you won't be prepared for. We've seen it a lot, but you got to make sure that we're just lining up as fast as we can. If you take time to celebrate a tackle, or if you're not getting back with urgency, they're going to line up and be able to catch you. We don't want them to be able to beat us because we're not lined up. If they beat us, it's because they just out execute us. But we don't want to do something foolish or by not being lined up or being careless. We want to make them earn everything that they do. And I think that's where our defense did a good job last week of making them earn everything, and we got to have that same mindset this week.
Smart person, that's probably the most involved he's been in a game this year. Something just clicking for him, or he and Vasco finally starting to get some chemistry. What have you seen out of him? Because he was a guy that a lot of us expected of coming into the season.
Yeah, I think if you look back, I'll just use him for all of them. I think the first couple of weeks things were in a good position, and then it sort of just went backwards right a little bit there. Injury had something to do with some of that, but Jamari's the type of guy that's up here all the time. He's always trying to find a way to get better. He's always trying to get extra catches, and so he really cares about his craft. And as coaches, you love people that you trust that it cares about football. I mean, cares about football. Jamari cares about football. He loves it. And so if you're a quarterback, you love people that care about it as much as you do, you know. So I think there is a nice little chemistry there. Jamari's where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be, all the time. He practices all the time. He practices hard all the time. He's tough. And so consistency wins, you know. And so I would say he's consistent, and he knows the areas he needs to improve, and he works on it all the time. And so that when players see that, when coaches see that, there's a trust there that, hey, this guy cares about it, and you want to help reward those guys.
You mentioned a quick turnaround. You're probably not excited about it, but do you think there's anything to it in the sense that your team was getting, they were getting beat 4 games in a row, that you finally get a victory and
you had to bring that back up. Huh?
Well, just saying, you get to get back out on the field, just a few days after. Do you think there's any kind of momentum sense to that? Like, hey, we finally have some good momentum. Let's get back out there and let's put it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think anytime you can get a victory, and then you have an opportunity to go get another one, I think it's you want that momentum and you crave that. One of the things that we struggled with this year is just having momentum, right? Anytime we've got it in a game, it's been able to take it away from us, or we've never been able to get it, And so we were able to get some momentum last week and be able to keep it. And I do think our guys are excited about being back home and having it, whether it's 1 day after, 7 days after, and it doesn't matter what the other team has, how many days they have off. I think our guys are excited about getting back out there because there's a confidence they have, which is, with what our record was, you look at how's your team confident. They were confident going into last week's game. They would be confident going into this game because I think they believe in each other, believe in what we're doing, and it was good to sort of reap some of that benefits. But also they know there's so much better they can get, and so I think that's what their excitement is. They're looking forward to. Hey, we can get better. We know we're playing a good team. New Mexico State's better than UTEP by far. I mean, they're more explosive in all areas, and so we know that's a big challenge coming on a short week. But our guys are looking forward to it.
With what Jay Billingsley did in the field goal kicking game, does it change your mentality a little bit down the sidelines and where you might that magic line might be for you?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job. 4 out of 5 there, and the 50-yarder. I mean, it looked like that would have made from 60. Now it was windy, so he'll tell you that when you talk to him. It was windy, but I think he's capable of making long distance things. And the thing that we've always wanted from that position is consistency, and he's done a nice job ever since. We've had some ups and downs early in the season, but his number's been called here lately, and he's done a nice job. I mean, those kicks were huge. That 50-yarder to put us up 16 was a big one, and then to go 19. Those if we miss any of those kicks, the momentum you lose, and so he was able to make those when we really needed them most. So that gives a lot of confidence, not only to me but really his teammates. His teammates. I think if you watch on the sideline after some of those kicks he made, there were some defensive guys coming out there. They were excited about it because everybody's invested in it, and so there's confidence that you're going to have. Hey, we can roll it out there, and he's kicking the ball well. We feel like we can, make the kicks we need to make. I wish he'd went 5 for 5. I'd feel great about it, right, Jay? Yeah, so, and that's probably arguably the easiest one was the last one. There's more pressure though, just a bit more pressure. So, but that 50-yarder, that one he kicked the crap out of that one. Sorry, I shouldn't say crap.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your